Probably heard that Disney World costs $10,000 now. Smart family going to Disney World in 2026 on a budget can pay half that amount and still have a fantastic trip. And in this video, we'll show you the booking strategies, tips and tricks, and decisions that can save you thousands of dollars without cutting out the magic. And stick around as we reveal the simplest way to save up to $300 before you even leave for your trip. Welcome aboard. I'm Don B from Eat, Sleep, Disney. And after decades of visiting Disney World, we've learned the insider secrets to save the most money. And in this video, we'll walk you through step by step what a $5,000 Disney World trip looks like and feels like in 2026. Now let's meet our family. 2 adults and 2 kids aged 7 and 9. They want to visit Disney World and they want to visit all 4 parks. They want to stay on property and they're planning to travel during the summer. And they actually want to enjoy their trip and not feel like they're in survival mode. So here's the trip we're building for them. We're going to do 5 nights at a Disney resort. We're going to do 4 park days, so 1 full day in each park, plus dining costs, as well as certain add-ons. We'll decide whether it's worth it or not for this family. One of the biggest decisions you'll need to make is where to stay in 2026. And this is where a lot of families can get hung up, because you're going to hear advice from every direction. Some people swear by staying on Disney property. Others will tell you to save money and book a hotel down the street. So let's break this down clearly. If you stay off property, you might find hotels that are cheaper when compared to similar resorts at Disney World. But here's what most families don't factor in. You now need transportation. That included shuttle at your offsite hotel may only go to 1 park per day, or drop-offs at the transportation and ticket center, and then find your way to the other parks. So you may not be able to rely on that shuttle. And now you're paying for Uber or a rental car anyway. To truly make off-property worth it financially, you need to be saving at least $100 to $150 per night after transportation costs. Otherwise, you're trading convenience and valuable on-site perks for very small savings. And those on-site perks matter. Every Disney resort guest gets free transportation to all 4 theme parks, Disney Springs, and the water parks, buses, boats, Skyliner, and monorail, depending on your resort location. Early theme park entry, 30 minutes early access to any park every single day. You can knock out 2 to 3 major attractions before the general public even walks through the gates. Booking advantage, you can book Lightning Lane multi-pass selections 7 days before check-in. And you can book Disney dining reservations 60 days in advance, plus the length of your stay, giving you the opportunity to book in-demand restaurants before everyone else. Between late May and early September, you get free admission to Blizzard Beach or Typhoon Lagoon on your arrival day. That's a $74 value per adult. So you're getting all of those perks whether you pay for a value resort or a deluxe resort. That flexibility and time savings has real value. Now there is one smart exception. If you have Marriott Bonvoy points, you can stay at the Swan or Dolphin. They're on Disney property within walking distance of Epcot and Hollywood Studios, and you still get Disney resort perks. In fact, they are considered deluxe resorts with additional perks such as extended evening hours at select parks on select nights. If you're sitting on points, that's a powerful strategy. For this scenario, our family of 4 is staying at All-Star Movies, a Disney value resort. Standard room rates range from about $150 to $250 depending on the time of year and promotions. Right now, one of the promotions is a 30% discount on select summer stays. For our test week in July, with that promotion, you can get a preferred room for less than $160 a night, which is about $900 for a 5-night stay. But here's what most people don't know. Disney allows you to apply new promotions to existing reservations if a better rate comes out. So even if you book early, you should always check back. Some of these promotions can include percentage discounts on rooms, free dining offers, package discounts, which you'll see in a minute is even more important with some of the new promotions Disney is running for the rest of 2026. But we get it. It might be overwhelming trying to compare different rates, promotions, especially if you've never been to Disney World before. That's why the simplest way to ensure you're getting the best deal on your Disney World vacation is to work with an authorized Disney vacation planner. Now, Heidi and I are not travel advisors. That's why we partner with Mouse Fan Travel. We love working with our personal consultant, Blair, who navigates all the options to find the best available price and take advantage of any promotions or inclusions. Plus, their services are completely free, so you're basically getting free Disney World planning advice. So scan the QR code or use our exclusive link in the description to get your free, no obligation quote. All right, let's talk about the foundation of every Disney World trip, theme park tickets. Because no matter where you stay or how you eat, tickets are the one cost you cannot avoid. For our family of 4 visiting in summer 2026, for one park per day tickets cost $2,570. You're already more than halfway to your $5,000 budget just with park tickets, which surprises a lot of people. Here's where families often add money without thinking it through. The park hopper option allows you to visit multiple parks in one day. But for our family of 4, it adds around $340. And on paper, it sounds great, but honestly, most people who upgrade don't end up using it, especially families with little kids. You have long park days, and everyone's tired, so skip the upgrade and spend a full day in each park with a midday break, and just like that, you've saved a few $100s. But Disney just changed the math on summer tickets. They're now running a deal for a new 4-park Magic ticket, which gives guests admission to one day each at all 4 theme parks, starting at around $109 beginning from May through September. When bundled with a hotel, this package would save our family around $400. And we'll see in a minute why it's crucial to bundle these tickets instead of purchasing them separately, even if buying them separately would save you a little bit more money. If your travel dates are more flexible, this is why it's really important to review pricing calendars. As you can see, given the dynamic nature, ticket prices, and hotels to some extent, your budget can swing $100 to $200 per person based on the time of year you visit and the current promotions. Given this was our family's plan all along, and they only plan to go to each park once each day, they opt for these discounted tickets, which brings their total for hotels and tickets to around $3,100. And now we move to the most flexible category of this entire trip, food, because this is the category that can quietly blow up your budget. The typical family spends between $50 to $80 per person per day on food. So our family of 4, it's not unreasonable to think they could spend between $1,000 to $1,400 over 5 days in Disney World. At Disney World, quick service meals usually run about $15 to $20 per adult and about $10 per kid. Sit-down table service entrees usually range between $20 to $35 per adult, and character dining can easily hit $50 to $70 per person. And then there are snacks, which can also add up fast. And of course, we'll share some ways to reduce the cost of food in a minute, but if our family of 4 just budgets $1,000 for their trip, their total is around $4,100. So the rest of the trip might be tight, but you could probably do it. However, with the current Kids Eat Free promotion, which is combinable with the 4-park Magic ticket, this family with 2 kids under 10 might be better off bundling this promotion, which includes 2 free quick service dining plans for kids when their parents in the same room purchase one. The Disney quick service dining plan includes 2 quick service meals per day per person and 1 snack per person per day, as well as a refillable resort mug, which includes unlimited fountain drinks and coffee and tea at your resort. For this particular trip, it adds about $600 to the total cost. Now throw in about an extra $100 for some groceries and snacks, and this family's budget, including food, comes to about $3,800. This is a great position to be in for summer 2026. There's only one catch. This deal only works with younger kids. If you have a child who is 10 or older, you'll pay adult prices for that child's meal plan. Now, what if both your kids are over 10? Is all hope lost? Well, not exactly. The other option would be to opt for a brand new promotion Disney just released. For a limited time, Disney has brought back its free Disney Dining Plan, which does work starting late June through October. So this promotion would be available to our family who's traveling in July. This new promotion gives every member staying in a room, regardless of their age, a free quick service meal plan at value and moderate resorts. Guests who are staying at deluxe resorts actually get the free Disney Dining Plan, which includes table service dining, quick service dining, and 1 snack per day. The caveat is that you need to book at least 4 nights and purchase park hopper tickets. What does the math look like for our family of 4 if they opted for this option? Well, if they decided to go with this bundle package, they would be paying about $4,200. So it's not a great deal for them. However, families with older children, this plan might make sense. For families who don't have to fly into Disney World or have lower transportation costs, which we'll talk about in a minute, this bundle package could make it easier for them to visit this summer. However, there are plenty of tips and tricks to help keep your dining costs in check if you want more flexibility or choice when it comes to dining at Disney World. Before you leave home, use a grocery delivery service like Instacart or Amazon Fresh and have deliveries sent to your resort. Stock up on breakfast items, cases of water, and snacks for the parks. This move can easily save you a couple $100s over the course of the week. When in the parks, use mobile ordering. Plan your meals before you get hungry to reduce impulse purchases and review the cost of menu items. Plan a few hours in advance and use the My Disney Experience app to mobile order, and you'll have the food ready at your desired dining time. And a nice little insider tip, this also reduces the amount of time you wait in line to order at these restaurants. Every quick service location allows adults to order off the kids menu. Kids meals come with 2 sides and a drink and usually run $3 to $5 less than the adult equivalent. Not always the right call, but when you're not that hungry, it's instant savings. Split meals and snacks. Disney's portions are big, and one entree at an a la carte table service restaurant can easily feed 2 adults. Also, you don't need 4 Mickey pretzels or 4 Dole Whips. So with some smart planning, mostly quick service meals, maybe a couple table service restaurants here or there, and these tips and tricks, your Disney dining budget can easily come in around $700 to $800, which is similar to the price of the promotion for Kids Eat Free, but with more flexibility and not much sacrifice. Now we know it can be tough trying to keep track of all the different categories and budgeting for your trip. That's why we want to make you a special offer. We want to send you a free copy of our brand new Ultimate Disney World Planning Guide 2026, filled with the step-by-step help to go from booking to park entry. It includes budget worksheets, planning checklists, and packing guides to keep you one step ahead of everyone else in the parks. So scan the QR code on screen or click our exclusive link in the description and we'll send you a completely free guide today. And now we need to get this family to Orlando and back home. And here's the honest reality. Transportation is usually going to run around $1,000 for a family of 4. If you're flying from most parts of the US, round-trip airfare to Orlando typically lands around $200 to $250 per person if you're strategic. Here's how to keep that number on the lower end. Book midweek flights. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday departures are usually cheaper than weekends. Book early, but not too early. Prices often dip about 2 to 3 months before travel. Set fare alerts, use Google Flights or Hopper, and watch your dates. And be flexible with flight times. Early morning or late evening flights are often cheaper than midday departures. For our family of 4, averaging about $225 per ticket, flights come to roughly $900 total. Now, once you land, you still need to get to your resort. The simplest option, Uber or Lyft. From Orlando International Airport to Disney property, you're typically looking at about $35 to $45 each way. We'll budget $100 to be safe, but we haven't left much room for anything else. So we're going to show you some insider hacks that can save you up to $300 to cover add-ons like souvenirs and lightning lanes. Here's what most families do. They get to the parks, the kids see Mickey ears and bubble wands, and suddenly you've spent $300 to $400 on souvenirs. Here's the smarter move. Pre-buy souvenirs on Amazon, Target, or Walmart before your trip for half the price. If you budget $200 for pre-bought souvenirs, you're getting double the stuff for half the price. Pack them in your suitcase. Give them to your kids throughout the trip. They'll be just as excited. Now we need to talk about lightning lanes, because this is the one upgrade that can quietly push you over budget. For summer travel, Lightning Lane Multipass typically runs about $25 to $40 per person per day. For our family of 4, that's about $100 to $160 per day. And for a $5,000 Disney World trip on a budget, that's significant. Here's how you reduce the need for it. 1. Use early theme park entry. Arrive early and knock out 1 or 2 of the biggest attractions before lines build. Ride during parades and shows. When crowds are watching a parade or fireworks, wait times often dip elsewhere. Get in line right before park close. If a ride says 60 minutes at 8:59 p.m., you can still get in line, and Disney will let you ride. Take a midday break. Crowds peak mid-afternoon. Go back to the resort, rest, swim, recharge, and return at night refreshed. Focus on must-dos. You don't need to ride everything. Pick your top attractions and build your day around those. If you follow that plan, you can absolutely have a great trip without paying for Lightning Lane every day. If you're willing to go slightly over budget for convenience. In those cases, a smart compromise might be buy Lightning Lane for Magic Kingdom or Hollywood Studios only. Those are the parks where it provides the most value. Now here's a move that can save you a few $100s without changing anything about your trip. Apply for a Disney Visa card. Both the no annual fee and Premier versions typically offer a sign-up bonus. usually between $150 and $300 in Disney rewards. Here's the strategy. Apply a few months before your trip. Use the card to pay for your hotel, tickets, and dining. Expenses you are already planning to make. You earn the sign-up bonus. You earn 1 to 2% back on purchases, and those rewards can be used for souvenirs, dining, or special experiences during your trip. In many cases, that adds up to about $250 to $300 in savings. Now, this only makes sense if you pay the balance off in full. If you carry interest, you wipe out the benefit. So this is a strategy, not a reason to overspend. If you don't want a credit card strategy, there's an even simpler move. Buy discounted Disney gift cards before your trip. Warehouse stores like BJ's or Costco and Target Red Card holders can get discounted Disney gift cards up to 5% off. If you're spending around $5,000 on your trip, 5% savings is about $250. Just pay with the discounted gift cards instead of a regular debit card or credit card. Now, using discounted gift cards to pay for your Walt Disney World trip is one of the insider Disney World loopholes most guests don't know about, but it's not the only one. So click or tap on our Disney World loopholes video right here on YouTube. We share the insider secrets, save you time and money, and ensure you stay one step ahead of everyone else in the parks.